It was a rainy Saturday evening. The cafe was warm and cozy, filled with soft chatter and the clinking of coffee cups. At a small corner table sat a young woman, Zara, nervously fidgeting with her napkin. She had spent hours getting ready, soft curls framing her face, a simple blue dress, light makeup, and a silver pendant she wore for courage. Tonight was her first blind date in years, but Zara wasn't like everyone else. She had lost her voice at 16 after a severe throat infection damaged her vocal cords. She had learned to communicate through gestures, notes on her phone, and expressions that said more than words ever could. Still, every date she'd been on had ended the same way, with uncomfortable stares, polite excuses, and the heavy silence of rejection. Her date, Imran, walked in, tall, well-dressed, confident. He smiled as he sat across from her, and Zara smiled back, her heart fluttering with hope. She picked up her phone and typed, "Hi, I'm Zara. It's really nice to finally meet you." Imran read it, chuckled awkwardly, and said, "Wait, you can't talk." Zara nodded, her fingers trembling slightly. "Oh." His tone shifted. "I didn't know that. You should have mentioned it." She tried typing quickly. "I did mention in the app description that I'm mute since I was 16. I hope that's okay." But he just sighed, glancing around, embarrassed. "Look, you seem nice, really. But this is a lot. I don't know how I'd even talk to you properly. I mean, I wanted a partner I could actually talk with, you know?" Zara's smile faded. She looked down, blinking fast to stop her tears. Imran stood up. "Sorry, I just don't think this would work out." And with that, he left. Just like all the others before him, the people nearby had seen the scene unfold. Some looked away awkwardly. Others whispered. Zara sat still, hands clenched around her phone, wishing she could disappear. At a nearby table, a little boy of about 6 tugged at his father's sleeve. "Daddy, why is that lady crying?" His father, Adil, turned to look. He saw Zara sitting there, alone, her shoulders trembling as she wiped away her tears. Adil felt a pang in his chest. He knew that kind of loneliness, the kind that eats away at your spirit. He got up, took his son's hand, and walked over. "Hi," he said gently. "I'm sorry to bother you, but my son noticed you seemed sad. Are you okay?" Zara looked up, startled. She quickly shook her head, forcing a smile. Then she typed on her phone and showed it to him. "I'm okay. Just a bad date, that's all." Adil smiled kindly. "Yeah, those can be rough." Then he motioned to the empty seat. "Do you mind if we join you for a bit? I think you could use some company, and honestly, my son won't stop asking questions unless I let him." Zara hesitated, then nodded. They sat down. The boy, Saad, beamed at her. "Hi. I'm 6. What's your name?" Zara typed, "Zara." Saad giggled. "You type fast. Are you like a secret agent or something?" For the first time that night, Zara laughed silently, shaking her head. Adil watched the light return to her face, even just a little. Over coffee and juice, they talked, or rather, Adil and Saad talked, while Zara typed or gestured. But somehow, it wasn't awkward. It was easy. Adil shared how he was a single dad, raising Saad alone after his wife passed away 3 years ago. "It's not easy," he admitted softly, "but he keeps me going. Kids don't care about your scars, they just love you anyway." Zara's eyes softened. She typed, "You're a wonderful father." "He's lucky to have you," Adil smiled. "And you're a wonderful person, Zara. You've got a warmth that fills the room, even without saying a word." That sentence made something inside her melt. Nobody had ever said that before. As time passed, they began to meet again, first for coffee, then walks in the park, then dinners. Adil learned to understand her signs, her expressions, even the small way she'd raise her eyebrows when teasing him. Saad adored her and often told his dad, "Zara auntie talks with her eyes." Weeks turned into months. Zara found herself laughing more, living more. Adil's presence healed wounds she thought would never close. And one day, during a quiet sunset by the lake, Adil turned to her and said, "You know, I used to think I'd never find love again. But then you came along, and taught me that sometimes, the most beautiful conversations don't need words at all." Zara typed slowly, tears in her eyes, "And you taught me that silence isn't emptiness, it's peace when shared with the right person." Adil reached out, taking her hand. Saad ran around them, laughing, the sound of joy echoing through the air. For the first time in years, Zara didn't feel broken. She felt whole. Not because someone fixed her, but because someone saw her exactly as she was and chose to stay. If you watched till now, let Zara's story remind you of this: someone out there will love you not despite your flaws, but because of who you truly are. Don't change yourself to be accepted, wait for the one who accepts your silence, your struggles, and your soul. If this story touched your heart, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to believe that love, kindness, and understanding still exist in this world. Because sometimes, all it takes to change a life is one person who decides to sit at your table when everyone else walks away.